What if I revealed that the secret to protecting your garden through October's unpredictable conditions is waiting in the most unlikely location? A place where everything costs just $1.25, yet the garden benefits could save you hundreds. You'd probably question my sanity, right? Stay with me for the next 15 minutes, because I'm about to transform how you view everyday items when applied to gardening wisdom. Before we explore these discoveries, let me ask, how many of you have wandered through Dollar Tree thinking nothing here could possibly help my garden? Share a simple yes or no in the comments, because I promise by video's end you'll view those aisles with completely fresh eyes. Welcome back to Ageless Gardeners, where we transform simple concepts into remarkable garden results. I'm your host, and today we're venturing somewhere most experienced gardeners rarely consider for supplies: Dollar Tree. Listen, I've explored those aisles countless times, and here's my revelation. You'd be astonished how many budget-friendly items secretly excel at solving October garden challenges. But timing proves crucial. October represents make-or-break season for gardens. One surprise frost could eliminate weeks of careful cultivation. One unprepared winter transition might cost your cherished plants. What if you could safeguard everything, extend harvest seasons, and prepare next year's garden for less than a single nursery plant? Today I'm sharing 10 revolutionary items most people ignore at Dollar Tree. Once you understand their garden potential, you'll question how you managed without them. I'm saving the most incredible discovery for last. It literally preserved my entire late tomato harvest last year, costing less than specialty coffee. Grab your notepad because you'll want every single technique. But first, share your biggest October garden challenge in comments: frost protection, harvest extension, or planning next year's garden. I read every response and treasure hearing about your gardening experiences. Item 1: clear storage containers, mini greenhouse champions. How many of you see clear storage bins and immediately think greenhouse? Probably nobody, right? Here's where understanding transforms everything. Last October, checking weather before bed, I discovered an unexpected frost warning. My tender herbs and late tomatoes faced destruction, and I had zero plant protection prepared. I rushed to my garage, gathered every clear storage container available, and began inverting them over plants like protective domes. The next morning's result: while neighbors mourned frost-damaged gardens, mine thrived under Dollar Tree protection, completely unharmed. But here's the revelation: those plants didn't merely survive, they flourished. The containers created perfect microclimates superior to expensive commercial systems. These containers are lightweight, transparent, and surprisingly effective at establishing protective plant environments. Most gardeners never make this connection. Applications: instant frost protection by inverting over vulnerable plants, miniature greenhouses for seed starting next year's garden, late harvest protection while maintaining light penetration, warm microclimate creation for extended growing seasons. Have you used household items for plant protection? Share creative solutions in comments. October timing advantage: Dollar Tree stocks storage solutions for holiday preparation. Selection peaks now. Once November arrives, these disappear quickly. Don't delay. Item 2: aluminum roasting pans, garden workstation heroes. When you see aluminum roasting pans, what comes to mind? Holiday cooking, naturally. What if these humble containers could revolutionize fall garden tasks? A master gardener friend shared this secret 2 years ago. While dividing her extensive perennial collection, instead of making multiple trips with messy armloads of roots and soil, she strategically positioned shiny aluminum pans throughout her garden, each perfectly organized with different plant divisions. Consider this: how much time do you waste during fall cleanup lacking proper containers in appropriate locations? Be honest in comments. That's when understanding dawned. These aren't merely cooking vessels, they're portable garden command centers. Applications: compost tea brewing stations for liquid fertilizer, root division catch trays for mess-free plant separation, bulb soaking stations giving spring bulbs head starts, soil mixing stations for custom potting blends. Here's the overlooked advantage: pierced drainage holes. Suddenly you have perfect extra large seed starting trays. October timing significance: holiday baking season ensures full inventory, but deeper versions ideal for garden use. Disappear rapidly. Secure them while available. Item 3. Emergency blankets, plant protection powerhouses. This next suggestion might sound peculiar, until witnessed in action. Emergency blankets, those reflective space blankets most associate with camping emergencies. What if they're secretly among the most powerful plant protection tools available? Last fall, my neighbor invested $200 in professional plant protection cloth. I spent $5 on emergency blankets from Dollar Tree. Guess whose plants looked superior after the first hard frost? Before revealing why this works, share in comments, have you used reflective materials in gardens? I'm curious about your experiences. The science behind the effectiveness. These blankets don't simply block cold. They reflect heat back to plants, functioning like individual heating systems for each plant. Applications: frost protection that adds warmth rather than merely blocking cold, reflecting additional light to ripen late-season tomatoes, creating warm microclimates for extended growing seasons. Soil warming before planting cover crops. I discovered a technique using these blankets that extends tomato harvest up to 6 weeks. Want that secret? Let me know in comments. October urgency: cold weather preparation items arrive on shelves now, but once serious frost hits, they vanish. Don't wait until necessity strikes. Item 4. Rubber gloves, unsung garden champions. I understand your thoughts. Rubber gloves, really? That's your revelation. Stay with me. This involves much more than hand cleanliness. How many experience this deep in major garden projects, perhaps rose pruning or compost handling, constantly stopping to wash hands or address scratches and irritation? Share guilty in comments if this resonates. I once considered rubber gloves for delicate gardeners avoiding dirt. Then I spent 3 hours planting 200 spring bulbs in October clay soil. My hands suffered such damage I couldn't garden for a week. That's when I realized I was being stubborn, not tough. These simple gloves transformed October garden work from endurance trials to efficient productivity. Applications: rose pruning without bloodshed, compost handling without contamination concerns, marathon bulb planting sessions, root vegetable harvesting without soil-stained nails. Pro tip: choose textured palm versions for superior grip on tools and wet surfaces. Comments: question: what's your longest single garden task session? Did your hands suffer? Item 5. Plastic drop cloths garden protection simplified. This item hides in paint sections, but becomes your October garden's best friend. Plastic drop cloths. Before dismissing this as boring, let me describe the weekend that changed everything. 2 weeks ago, 3 days of torrential rain, followed by unexpected heat waves. My freshly planted fall vegetables were being battered. I watched years of gardening experience potentially wash away when I remembered something in my garage: plastic drop cloths from painting projects. What followed resembled garden miracles unfolding. Those simple plastic sheets became instant greenhouse walls, rain protection, and soil barriers simultaneously. Neighbors' gardens struggled while mine appeared to thrive in controlled environments. Applications: quick, greenhouse construction over simple frames. Soil protection from erosion during heavy precipitation. Clean workspaces for indoor seed starting. Mulch collection stations for easy leaf cleanup. Have weather conditions completely destroyed your garden plans? Share worst weather disaster stories in comments. Pro tip: seek heavier mill thickness for durability and multiple season reuse. October timing. Fall home improvement season means full selection, but winter pricing triples at hardware stores. Item 6. Foam brushes, precision garden tools. This craft aisle resident solves problems you didn't know existed. Foam brushes sound mundane, but what if these tools could differentiate between successful plant propagation and expensive failures? Professional propagators guard this secret. Precision application of rooting hormones and treatments determine success between cuttings that thrive versus those that perish. Professional precision tools cost $20-30 each. Unless you know this Dollar Tree secret. Ever applied rooting hormone with fingers or regular brushes? Half ends up where unwanted, half misses target destinations. Foam brushes solve this perfectly. Applications: surgical precision rooting hormone application to cuttings. Tree trunk painting preventing winter sun scald. Spot pest treatment without waste. Delicate seedling cleaning. a botanical garden master propagator, exclusively uses these for superior sanitation over reusable brushes and unmatched precision. Whose attempted plant cuttings, success or disaster, share propagation stories, good, bad and ugly. Item 7. Clear plastic cups, tiny greenhouse magic. This hack appears so simple you might think I'm mistaken, yet it's so effective you'll wonder why nobody mentioned it before. Clear plastic cups, regular party cups. Challenge: how do you protect individual seedlings without expensive commercial plant protectors? Garden centers charge $5.10 per protector. I'll demonstrate accomplishing this for pennies. Last spring, starting seeds for fall planting, I needed individual protection for each seedling during outdoor transition. Facing $200 in commercial protector costs, inspiration struck. Clear cups create perfect mini greenhouses for individual plants with complete visibility, maintaining humidity and warmth for practically nothing. Applications: individual plant protection during transition periods, rooting stations for plant cuttings, seed germination chambers with perfect visibility, pest barriers for vulnerable plants. Pro tip: create tiny ventilation holes in tops, not too many or greenhouse effects disappear. Who's tried homemade plant protection? What materials did you use? Love hearing creative solutions. Item 8. Wooden craft sticks, plant support specialists. This nearly nothing cost item solves dozens of small garden problems that accumulate into major frustrations. Wooden craft sticks, currently ignored in craft sections, except by elementary teachers. How often do you need small plant stakes, gentle support, or precise tools for delicate work? Yet everything at garden centers proves too large, expensive, or excessive. I discovered this accidentally, while supporting delicate seedlings, unable to find appropriately sized materials. Grabbing craft stick packs suddenly provided 100 perfect plant supports for $1.25. Applications: supporting newly planted bulbs with custom markers, creating biodegradable plant labels that won't rust, gentle stem support for tender seedlings, precise fertilizer application tools. Beauty lies in complete biodegradability. Leave-in soil for natural decomposition. Try that with plastic stakes. At $1 for enormous packs, you can afford generous usage without waste concerns. What smallest garden problem drives you crazy? Sometimes minor issues make the biggest differences. Item 9. Spray bottles, precision watering and care. Approaching our conclusion, this item might seem obvious, but I guarantee you're underutilizing spray bottles' garden potential. These simple bottles are precision instruments disguised as basic household items. Ever attempted watering delicate seedlings with regular watering cans? Half drown, half receive insufficient water, somehow creating messes everywhere. Sound familiar? October gardening demands precision, working with tender new plantings, protecting existing plants, preparing for dormancy. Regular watering tools often prove excessive, insufficient, or imprecise. Applications: misting delicate seedlings without overwatering. Foliar: feeding late-season plants, needing nutrient boosts. Precise pest control application. Humidity control for plants, transitioning indoors. Pro tip: maintain multiple labeled bottles for different purposes. Water, fertilizer, organic pest control. Never mix chemicals in same bottles. Especially crucial in October when transitioning plants indoors, requires gradual care routine adjustments. Item 10. Reflective emergency blankets. The season extenders. We've reached our finale, and I saved the absolute best for last. This game changer literally rescued my entire late tomato harvest last year. Last October, 30 pounds of green tomatoes remained on vines when first frost warnings hit. Most gardeners would surrender, harvest green tomatoes, and declare seasons finished. But I had discovered something revolutionary. Reflective emergency blankets, not just frost protection, but season extension bordering on magical. I wrapped tomato cages with these blankets, creating reflective microclimates that bounced light and trapped heat. My plants not only survived frost, but continued producing ripe tomatoes for 6 additional weeks, while others' gardens finished. What makes this powerful? Reflects light for faster fruit ripening, creates warm microclimates, extending growing seasons, protects from frost, while maintaining plant productivity. Costs less than losing single plants to cold weather. The reflective surface bounces available light back onto plants, essentially providing additional daylight hours, while insulation properties maintain warmth during temperature drops. This technique extends harvest seasons 6 weeks, transforming October from garden endings into productive months. Why you need these now? Once hard frost hits, it's too late. These require advanced placement. We've explored 10 incredible Dollar Tree discoveries that could completely transform your October garden success. Which item surprised you most? Share in comments. Are you team clear storage bins for plant protection? Excited about aluminum pan organization systems? Did emergency blanket season extension astound you? Here's a challenge. Visit Dollar Tree this week. Grab one item, then return and share garden results. Let's build a community of creative budget-conscious gardeners. Consider this. Everything discussed today costs less than single garden center plants, but could save hundreds in plant losses and extend growing seasons by weeks. Try these hacks, photograph results, and share in the comment section. I love witnessing these tips in real garden applications. Remember, gardening isn't about expensive tools or perfect conditions. It's about creativity, resourcefulness, and working with available resources to create beauty. You don't need fortune expenditures for gardening success, just ability to see possibilities where others see ordinary items. Whether your garden thrives in balcony containers or spans landscape acres, you possess everything needed to protect, extend, and prepare it for next year. And it's all waiting at Dollar Tree. If this video opened your eyes to Dollar Tree potential, smash that like button, subscribe for more budget gardening secrets, and ring notification bells for our latest tips. Until next time, keep growing, keep creating, and remember, the finest gardens grow from gardeners who see possibility everywhere. Happy gardening, my wonderful ageless gardeners.